What is up? Welcome back. It is Tuesday, and we've got some news today. Yesterday, missed the entry, had it a little bit wrong with the order, but didn't FOMO back into position. We had good emotional discipline yesterday, looking to carry that forward. But I am hoping to actually catch an execution on my new combine today. I still have the funded account, just on a combine to practice executing with emotions. I still have the challenge that I've already passed. It is negative 2%. I've got 2% left. So, yeah. Got news at 10 that I will likely, not really wait for, but look for it to use it with my trade. You know, align in time and price. So, we'll look to use it. Now, going in to the market, let's go to the 1 hour. Overall, the draw is higher in my opinion. I believe that the draw on liquidity is higher. So, NQ. You can see we filled that new day opening gap. We took out sell side down here, and since then we've just been generating lows, respecting bullish confluences. We had displacement off of the low and then respected this imbalance and then continued to run. So that leads me to believe that the draw is higher. We have got this massive big time frame SMT still on the 4 hour, which is still bearish, but we'll see what happens. Going into open, but overall I am inclined to believe this is where we're at in the model right now. So price is pushing up to buy side. So what I'd like to see going into open is some manipulation lower, take out this low, maybe an SMT at one of these lows on the 15-minute, you know, respect these bullish imbalances. We are currently holding that one bullish still as well. So really price doesn't have any more reason to come back down here anyway. But I'd like to see an internal model, you know, some form of some form of manipulation down, SMT at these lows, displacement up, and then a pullback to really create that. Let me do that again. You know, right, there we go. So take the low, displacement from it, and a pullback, and then continuing up to this buy side level, with this being obviously our internal model. That is what I'd like to see happen. Will it happen? Who knows? Price really doesn't have a reason to come back down here already. The only way I'd look to take a short is if this 4 hour imbalance once again still holds. And then there's maybe a SMT at these more recent highs, yesterday's high, because ES is getting up there too. ES, same sort of thing. Overall, the higher time frame, I believe, is this sort of model. Again, would like to see that pullback, that manipulation lower on open, get an SMT at these lows, to then run for buy side. All-time highs on ES are here, so well, yeah, big bearish SMT right now because ES is a lot higher than NQ, which is concerning. Well, in its own way, it's sort of it's giving a big bearish bias, but NQ could also just be lagging, and then will eventually run up and take these highs as well. But overall, I'd be looking for some manipulation lower at the open to then give us a long up to buy side, and then the only reason I'd take shorts is if this buy side is taken, and then there could be an SMT at this buy side, and that could be the start of our sell model. So that is what eyes are on going into open, and I'll catch you guys when I am done. All right, so rough day, 2 losses. I don't normally take 2 trades in a day, so that is where I went wrong as well. But the model, I thought it was still a valid thing to take. Again, the last couple days, the last like 4 trading days, I didn't get put into my entries because my orders were wrong. I had a bit of hesitation. Or the change in the state never got pulled back to. Today it did, and I got both my fills, entered into both of these trades, and yeah. But where I went wrong today was there was no clear lower time frame model. The higher time frame model, it's clear up for me in my opinion. I think buy side will still get taken, but there was no clear sell off on the 1 minute to have that 1 minute sell side of the curve and the 1 minute buy side of the curve. You know, there was no clear lower time frame model to align with the higher time frame model this time. So that is where I went wrong. the 1 minute was just clear consolidation, very choppy, so that is where I shouldn't have really entered anyway. News came out and caused big wick, small body as well, so another reason to not take the trade. But the main reason is wait for the lower time frame to produce a model as well. You know, wait for that clear sell side and that clear buy side of the curve if you're looking for longs, and opposite if you're looking for shorts. But we'll jump right in. So if you can remember market open, I was like, right, I want to see a pullback, SMT at the low, and then targeting buy side. That is what I was looking at. On a 15-minute as well, overall, this is the model I was looking at, you know, sell side and then buy side of the curve on the 15-minute and the 1 hour. That is what I was looking at. So I was waiting for some sort of internal model, some internal pullback, and then SMT, and then a long. That is what I was looking for. So market opened and we had a rip upwards. We made a 5-minute imbalance right here, closing at 940. 5-minute imbalance was made. And then right here, 941, we had a sell-off. ES took out these 3 equal lows, 1, 2, 3 equal lows. ES took them out right here. NQ didn't, so then this is the manipulation leg down that caused the SMT. There was the change in the state of delivery, right there. Closed above it, pulled back into it, so I entered my position right there. But in reality, it should be a much clearer model. I mean, that does, it looks better on ES because that's obviously the SP that was put in, but it's not very clear on NQ. You know, there's not a clear sell side then buy side of the curve on the 1 minute. So that's why I got my first entry. So this SMT 5-minute imbalance tapped into, changing the set in the 1 minute, and then a pullback to it, which would have gave us winning trades the last couple of days. The 1 minute changing the set and the pullback to it. In reality, again, waiting for an imbalance. This imbalance right here, I believe, got got tapped into right there anyway. So even if I didn't enter off that, I would have entered off that. But my TPs were measuring the manipulation leg from the low to the high of this move down before the change in the state. TP1 was this bottom of the 2 to 2.5 standard deviation range for a 1 to 3.12, and TP2 was buy side. I had risked 0.3% on this. You can see entered in there, the change in the state pullback, and then I was stopped. My stop was at the protected low of the SMT, and we got stopped in that trade right before news came out. So what I could have done differently there was, again, wait for the clear low time frame model, and then also maybe wait for news. Then price came up, filled out this 4-hour imbalance that we had previously respected before yesterday, filled it back up again, and then that is what caused the sell-off to us to get stopped out. And then news dropped at 10. Consumer confidence. And these consumer confidence and consumer sentiment, they really produce not very nice trading conditions the majority of the time. The majority of the time, it's always massive wicks, small bodies. So maybe something going forward is these consumer confidence, consumer sentiment news, just don't trade them. And also FOMC meeting 2 minutes, price is likely going to chop before then anyway. So that's what we could learn from today. Consumer news, just leave it out maybe. But we'll see. So then news came out, and on ES news came out and once again took this low and then took the low again. This low that we still hadn't got on NQ over here, as you can see. ES down here filled out both these 15-minute imbalances, big wick and then big rejection back up again, obviously on this close. So SMT again, and then this entry doesn't really make sense. Well, it's the same entry model. It's this candle and this candle, the series of down close candles that put in the SMT. That's the manipulation leg. So there's a change in the state, pull back to it right here. entered in there, stop at the protected low of the SMT, and my target for this one was just buy side because the manipulation, it was within the standard deviation range. So target was just buy side for 2.54 RR. I risked 0.519% on this trade. I had quite good conviction today that the higher time frame model was going to play out in the form of this. I had quite a high conviction in this playing out, so maybe I shouldn't. I don't really know. I think I was quite confident. I got the order down straight away, and I got tapped in. And then price just chopped its way down to my stop loss. Didn't even give us any in profit, as you can see right here. Bought 3, and then sold 3 back right there. So minus 424 on the day, 0.85%. Account balance 49,575. Yeah, both trades 13 minutes long. Unlucky for some. I wouldn't really consider these high quality setups because there was no clear model. You can see now sort of a 1 minute model playing out, as in this is the 1 minute buy side, had the sell side of the curve, and then there's not an SMT at these, or there might be actually. No, they're equal lows. I hate when ES makes equal lows like that, but yeah, and then changed in state, and we have just pulled back to it, which is also in line with an imbalance. So whether that is now the entry model, right there, targeting first TP, the 1 minute internal, and then external buy side with stop at the low. So whether that is the model to trade now, we'll see what happens with this. Whether that was the right play, because we've now actually generated 1 minute liquidity and a 1 minute sell side of the curve. Also, the reason for the second entry was we were still respecting this 5 minute imbalance. Big wicks down and closing bullish out. So I was like, right, that's pretty good. That should hold. But obviously it didn't hold, and then we came down and took out these lows. So yeah, I mean, it's an unfortunate day. I'm not taking any more trades because, well, I've risked 0.85% and lost on the day. So we've learned a lot today. You know, if the 1 minute's just consolidating, there's no clear sell side and buy side of the curve. Well, obviously you won't see the second bit yet, but if there's no clear sell side of the curve, or if you're looking for shorts, there's no clear buy side of the curve on the 1 minute as well, showing you that 1 minute internal model, and just don't trade. If it's just consolidation like it was here, like we take off draw-ins, that is not nice conditions to be trading in. So, it is unfortunate because obviously I'm still learning these lessons, and it is unfortunate that the day I learn these lessons and actually take the trades is after 4 no trading days where I missed entry here, missed entry here, and missed entry here. So I want to see if this buy side gets taken because I want to see if my high time frame model was correct and my overall outlook on the day was correct. So I will update this video when that happens. It might be later tonight, but it's just a tricky one to deal with because we've had 4 days where we've correctly predicted where price would want to go and didn't trade it. And then today we incorrectly predicted where price would want to go and then did trade it. So it really just comes down to having patience and the discipline to stay out of these low quality setups when the 1 minute is consolidating. Because yeah, the market could be giving you opportunity, but it might not be very good opportunity. So it is a bit annoying, to be honest, but we didn't, like this first entry, there's no clear 1 minute sell side of the curve to align the 1 minute model with the higher time frame model. Only until now, with this being the 1 minute sell side of the curve, does the models really align. And I was, to be honest, I was going in, giving too much value to my bias. I think it's good to have a bias because you need like the draw on liquidity. Where does price want to draw towards for that session? But I think I was trying to exert my bias onto the market. I was trying to force the bias onto the market instead of just letting the data show me what it wants to do. So that's another big thing for today. I think in my tags on my journal, yeah, I put predictor enforcer. Just do that. There we go. So I'm going to take the next 15-20 minutes to go journal now. And this trade looks like it's going to play out. So this would be the internal 1 minute buy side, and then that would be the external buy side. So that would be TP1, that would be TP2, and this would be off. We've come into the higher time frame model is a market maker buy model, you know, taking sell side displacement up, retracing to a fair value gap, and we're continuing the trend. And then lower time frame, you've had sell side taken, and then into a high time frame PD array in the 15-minute imbalance and the 1 hour imbalance. There's not really an SMT at these lows. ES made equal lows. NQ didn't take them. There was a change in state delivery, and then a pullback to an imbalance, and the change in state, and then here's the manipulation leg. So do what you do with that as well. So we'll just leave that on. Obviously, I'm not in this trade. I'm not in it. You know, I'm not in this trade. So that's the day. I'll catch you guys when this trader's done something. So peace. Okay, so this trade, it doesn't look good. I'm just filming this now because I've got stuff to do. I've got to get ready for work and I've got to make dinner. So overall, there's a few things I would change about today. There's a few things I've noticed as well. So firstly, this first trade, right? We were up 2.17 RR. And some people would want to move stop to break even, but personally, if my idea is not invalidated, I wouldn't want to move it to break even yet. And this was my first TP, when in because of this is the standard deviation of the manipulation leg, right? If I measured just the candle from the candle low to the candle high, because it's only one candle, the manipulation leg is only one candle, as this is where the change in the state that I took it is from. It should. Let me just drag this out a little bit. Should be there. TP1 should have been there, which would have been hit, and my stop would be at break even, and it would have been a winning trade, and I would have been done for the day. So I think going forward, when I'm drawing the standard deviation, to not go from the high to the low of the manipulation leg, but to go from the candles. So if this was a black candle as well, then here will be the change in the state, and that whole thing would be the manipulation leg if that was a black candle. But if I'm taking the changes of state as the series of down close candles, or the series of up close candles, then I measure my standard deviation of that series of up close or down close candles. So that is change number 1 going forward. Change number 2, I shouldn't have took 2 trades. And another thing, Justin was looking for shorts today, and I don't know why. He took he took this 50-minute high as buy side of this range, and then that was taken pre-market, and then there was manipulation higher off of this. That was the manipulation higher, and then he traded off of this change in the state and pull back to the change in the state, which is how I've been entering anyway. So that fills me with confidence that I've been looking for the right entries, because changing the state and then this candle pulled back to it, that's where he entered. And that first short got stopped at break even with the news candle. Then he re-entered off of this inverse fair value gap and targeted these lows down here that ES had already took. So I don't know, because in my opinion the high time frame model was bullish. I was seeing, that is not what I typed in, I was seeing that model, but he was seeing it as that model up to the buy side and then the sell off from there. So, and this trade right now that I charted off of this 1 minute model in line with how I'm seeing the higher time frame isn't looking good either. So that shows me that today I had the wrong bias. I was too attached to that bias, and I had the wrong outlook and the wrong idea of the direction for price. When every other day since trading this model, if we look at my journal, I had the right idea of where price would want to go. I had the right idea of where price would want to go. I had the right idea of where price. You get the picture. Every day I had the right idea of where I'd want price to go. Same on this day. And then I didn't take any trades on those 4 days. And then today I had the wrong idea of where price would want to go, and I took a trade. And also this month I've had one win, which was this win when I aligned everything. First day of using the new model, I had that win. And I had one win this month so far, 7 losses. These two shouldn't have happened. This one shouldn't have happened. This one, and this one I'm fine with. But yeah. Again, this trade right here, if we're taking that as the manipulation leg, would we have hit -2? No, we wouldn't have hit -2. So yeah, and also, sorry, another thing on this first trade is if I was using the internal model as TP1, this being the internal 1 minute high on this, I can't go into 15 second, but on this being the internal model, then TP1 should have been at this high anyway, because that is the internal 1 minute high to line up with this very tiny sell side of the curve for the bigger time frame. So I think TPs again were an issue. And then taking 2 trades was an issue, and then not having the right direction and not having the right outlook on price was, again, also an issue. I would like to see these levels get hit just so I can have some confidence remaining, because I'll be honest, at the minute, my confidence being able to look at the market has gone down a lot today because Justin was looking for the opposite of what I was looking for, and that's not nice. So there's been a knock to my confidence, but I'm going to try tomorrow to come into the same confidence I had today, because I want to be confident. I want to have conviction. I'm not going to let the one win in November get to me. I want to come back in strong still tomorrow, next week, next month. But I feel pretty down. The only place you can go from rock bottom is up. And I think I'm still not regretting switching to this way of trading. I still think this is the better way for me. I still think this is the way to go forward for me from here. I'm not regretting it. I just need to learn more and put more work in. So that's it from me. Catch you tomorrow.